everybody, how are you today? I'm Laurie Bates and I'm with Create Better Health Snap Ed program, and I teach the Create My Plate for youth, and I hope that that's why you're here. We're going to talk about healthy snacks today, and we're going to do a cookie that my grandchildren and my kids like, and you wouldn't have guessed what's in it. Wait till you hear. Or maybe you could guess, I don't know. You probably know me well enough by now. Okay, so I wanted to make cookies today. And so our recipe is called the Awesome Oatmeal Cookie. And this is really a cookie for me because I'm always saying, awesome! So we are affiliated with USU Extension and 4-H. I hope you've signed up for 4-H. They do all kinds of fun things. And it's really good for the kids. And it gives a little bit of time for parents to volunteer or take a little break. Okay, so let's get to baking, shall we? Okay, first of all, we're going to take 3/4 cup of mashed white beans. So the Great Northern beans is what I'm using, but you could use the bigger ones. You could use pinto beans. Probably red, maybe it might change the color a little bit. That's why we're using the white northern bean, so it doesn't change our color too much, because we like the color of oatmeal cookies, don't you? Okay, so you're going to take them out of the can, and if it has one of these little pop things, then just be careful when you pop that lid open because it's sharp. And then take your can opener, if you don't have a little pop-up tab, and open it up with the can opener. And then you're going to put it in a colander somewhat like this, and rinse them, and get those all nice and rinsed because they have some sodium and a gel that's on them. We don't want that in our cookie. Okay, so do that and then get your blender out. I have a little blender. We're going to just put our blade in, or if you already have your blade in, then use that, and on a low medium speed, or we could pulse it. We're going to get it to where it's nice and creamy like this. Okay, and then we're going to do the 3/4 cup, and I wanted to show you that this is a 1/4 cup measuring. Okay, so we're going to do one of those. That's 1/4, right? So we're going to do some fractions. You guys doing fractions in school yet? Or even if you're an adult, maybe fractions are a little difficult for you. Okay, and then I have 2 more. So we're going to need 3 1/4 cups. So 1/4 and 1/4 makes 1/2. And then another one makes 3/4. Yay! I graduated. Okay. So get that all in your bowl. And that's nice and creamy. Make sure you have your soapy water going, but don't put your blade from your blender in there because we don't want you going in there and cutting yourself. All right. Then we're going to add a little bit of canola oil. 2 tablespoons, the bigger tablespoon, okay? So you don't have to add the oil, but I like it. Okay, 2 of that. And then we're going to add our sugars and applesauce. So we're going to need a 1/2 cup of applesauce. So we've got our applesauce here, and this little container like this is a 1/2 cup. How convenient. I love these little applesauce. I use them all the time. So just pour that right in because it's a 1/2 cup. Okay, then we're just going to go ahead and start mixing that up and get it to where it's a little bit more combined in our bowl. Okay, and then it looks like this about now. Okay, that's what that looks like right now. Okay. All right, then we're going to add our brown sugar, which is 3/4 cup, and I have that somewhere. Here it is. So to make 3/4 cup again, you're going to do your 1/4 measuring cup. And brown sugar needs to be packed down, so push it down with your fingers and then scoop it off. So 1, we need 3 of them, remember. 2, okay, 3. All right, then we need some white sugar, and we need 1/2 cup of that. So to make 1/2 cup from the 1/4, we're just going to do 2 of these, because 1/4 and 1/4 is 1/2, right? Okay, let's mix those in. Kind of chop up that brown sugar a little bit if you need to. Mine's been sitting here, so the air has dried it out just a teeny bit. Get that all mixed. Ooh, this is looking yummy, don't you think? All right, if you see any big lumps, then just go ahead and take a fork or your spatula and kind of get those smashed out. Okay, so now that's what that looks like. Kind of a brown, rich color. 1 egg. So take another bowl and your egg, and on a flat surface, we're gonna go crack, okay, not really hard. Then take your 2 thumbs and pull it apart. Don't push too hard because you'll smash your eggshell and then it will go everywhere. But if you happen to get an eggshell in your egg, you can take the eggshell itself and try and fish it out, or a spoon, okay? It's up to you. And I'm just gonna go ahead and break this yolk up a little bit and get it mixed up so that every part of that egg has some yolk, and then we'll put it in our mix. Just like so, and mix it in. So you can see you don't really need a mixer, but a teaspoon of vanilla. You can use imitation, or I'll put it over a bowl, okay? Or the real deal, whatever you have. Okay, just put that in. And then we're gonna do some oats, 3 cups of oats. Oh, don't you just love oatmeals? I do. That's 1. Oh, I got my egg in the batter. And so just, if it's clean, just dip it in there. 2, 3. Love oatmeal. Do you guys like oatmeal? I do. Okay, get that mixed. Ooh, looks so rich and yummy. Wait till you taste these. You know, people say, what, beans? You can add beans to replace any of your oil or some of your oil or your butter. So if you are putting in 1/2 cup of butter and you want to cut it down, you could do 1/4 cup and then 1/4 cup of applesauce or beans, okay? Either way, that would be really, really good. Now, we've got it looking like that. All right, and then we're going to put in some baking soda and some white whole wheat flour. Now, if you're going to use a white whole wheat instead of all-purpose, you might have to add just a teeny bit less. So, kind of judge it. I put a little less. We'll just kind of look at it and see how it goes. And we're going to do some salt, some cinnamon, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda right in there. And you could have mixed all those dries together, and that would have been okay too. So 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and if you're not one of those that likes cinnamon or you're allergic to cinnamon, then don't put it in. You could put nutmeg just a teeny bit less, maybe 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg if you're going to use that, or no cinnamon or nutmeg at all. So 1 teaspoon of salt, do it over a bowl. This was 1/2, I think, so we'll do 2 of them. Because 1/2 and 1/2 is I know you're screaming, I can't hear you, is a whole, right? Okay. And if you need to add a little less salt, then do that. And guess what? It's time to mix that in. So just kind of fold it over to the top and under, over to the top and under, until you get a pretty thick batter, okay? Just like that. Oh, that looks so good. Now, if you want to add any add-ins like walnuts or some chocolate chips, coconut, this is the time to do that, except for I put some pretty candies on top and Six Licks. I can't even say it. They go on after they are cooked, okay? We're just going to take our cookie sheet, if we can get it to stand still, and get a cookie scoop, or you could do it with a spoon. Anything like that will be okay. And kind of make it flat on one side. Or you could even use like a measuring cup. That would work. Like a little teeny one. So if you don't have a scooper, like a cookie scoop, then you can just do that. And my family's going to be so excited that I made these. They just love them. It'll be a good treat for them. Okay. And I might even run some down to my neighbors and say, here, try these. Okay. It's because I think it said it made 36 of them. So, anyway, you get this in the oven, 350 degrees for 10 minutes. So set your timer, get your hot pads so that you don't get burned like Miss Laurie does sometimes. Even with hot pads, sometimes you still get burned, so be careful. So if you need help, get your adult supervisor, and get these in the oven and set your timer. Oh, I hope you guys tied your hair back and put your apron on, right? Wash your hands. Make sure that you wash your counter down wherever you're working, and make sure you get your dishes done. Okay, so I set my timer, and so we're going to listen for that because I want to show you that I'm going to put those candies on the very last, okay? But we'll go ahead and do some of the lesson while they're baking. How do you know if something is a healthy snack, you guys? Be thinking. What do you think? What are some things that you eat that are a healthy snack? Eating healthy can be easier than you think. Just remember that the My Plate foods in the food groups, the grains, protein, vegetables, fruits, and dairies, and don't forget exercise, they are a wonderful way to get started, to get you thinking about some things that you would like to try. Some things that might help a bit more are, we should say, maybe some foods are anytime foods, and they are the healthiest options and are lower in solid fats, in sugar, low in sodium, and which is salt. And we want to choose anytime foods more often, okay? And then some examples of those are some whole wheat bread or toast. I love toast. Do you guys like toast? Some carrots, yogurt. Oh, tuna. Do you guys like tuna fish sandwiches? Ready to eat healthy cereal. You can use this as a snack. Applesauce. Ooh, tangelos are little oranges. Those are really yummy. Kiwis. Bananas. Oh, cheese, string cheese. Hard-boiled eggs. Coming up. Easter's coming up. So these are all really good. Did I say carrots? These are all in some water, a must. These are all really good snacks to think about. Okay? Then just an example of some of the sometime foods. They are, and then also in the anytime they have, you can have lean meats such as chicken or turkey, things like that. Okay. All right. Okay, so our sometime foods, they have more fat, like butter and shortening and things like that. Sodium, so salt, right? Or added sugars. And they are foods that we want to eat less of. We might eat these foods on a special occasion, just like my brother is having a birthday coming this Friday, but we're going to celebrate Sunday. And so I am making a birthday cake. So that would be called a sometime food. Once a year for his birthday, right? Hopefully you don't have too many family members where you have to have cake all the time. All right. So those are a sometime treat, but not every day. We can't have cake every single day. Sometimes foods do not belong in a food group, and they provide little to no nutrition and are mostly made up of sugars and fat, right? So, for example, some sometime foods that do not belong in the food group are candy. They add flavor and sugar and color and fun to our foods. So use them sparingly. Cream cheese is another one. Soda pop. Processed cookies like this. Not like our awesome cookies. Those can be an anytime food because they're very healthy, but you have to kind of use those sparingly too. Maybe those are a half and half, a yellow light. Do you have a green light? You get to go. A yellow light, you kind of take a little bit of a slowness. And then we have the red, stop! Okay, so maybe our awesome cookies are a yellow. All right. And our jams sometimes, if they're not diet, come with lots of sugar. So you have to be careful with those and just use a little bit and do it sometimes. All right. Also included are donuts and pastry, those really sweet sugary cereals, chips, okay? So being healthy is not only about making healthy food choices. It's about being balanced. It's also about being physically active, right? And so children that are from 6 years old through 17 years should get at least 60 minutes of healthy physical activity. Find ways to exercise and be active, like walking to school, riding your bike, playing a sport with your friends. Oh, and these are some old-time wins when my kids were little and when I was little. And that's hopscotch, jump rope, obstacle courses, skipping around. You could play something called skip tag. And it's like playing tag, but everyone skips around instead of running. Hold on, our timer just went off. So playing skip tag is that you're skipping instead of running and walking to catch their opponents. You can add variation by switching to hopping on one foot or all fours, your hands and your feet. Doesn't that sound fun? I think it would be way fun to play. So I hope that you guys will give it a try and see what you think. Now you'll see that we put these little sicklets on to make it really nice and colorful for the holiday coming up or for any time. You don't have to add them, but they are so good. Wait till you try them. You could also add raisins or dates Those would be good. Blueberries would make them kind of bluish through here. And what else could be good in here? Any type of dry fruit. Cranberries. So give it a try. Try some different things out and see what you got. All right. Remember to eat different colors and eat all the different types of foods every day so we get lots of fun vitamins and we have the energy to do the fun things that we want to do, like skipping tag. All right, from my home to yours, this is Laurie Bates.